Hello everybody, Raven Knight here coming back at you with another content creator interview. It's been a little bit since we did this, but I'm really excited to introduce you to our next person in the chair with me. So today, you guys may know this content creator. He's famous for doing these matchups between the number ones in the For Honor content space. You all know him as the king himself, King Angelus. How are you doing, King Angelus?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Good, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Really excited. So for those of you who have never watched these interview videos before, I'll break it down real fast. I'm going to ask King Angelus 10 questions. He can take as long or as little time as he wants in answering them, and then at the very end, he can ask me any questions that he wants to, and then we'll wrap things up. So if all preambles out of the way, we'll start with the very first question, and I ask this to everyone. So the name King Angelus, where did that come from?
It was a random Xbox generated gamer tag. Yeah.
Really? That's it? Just a random gamer
tag?
No.
I
was about to say.
No, so the first part, Angelus, that kind of goes based off my actual name. My name is Michael, and I'm very religious, so Michael the Archangel.
Gotcha.
Angelus is Latin for angel, so that is where the Angelus comes from in my name. The King part comes from a jiu-jitsu grappler named Gordon Ryan. His nickname is the King, and that's where I got King from, so King Angelus.
I thought that there might be a religious connection to that because I saw, like, I think it was in your description or bio, I think you use a Bible verse. I was actually going to ask about that, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, got Jesus in there. There you go. I love it. I love it. That's excellent. Okay, so
always behind me, on my back. Always got my back.
I like that. I like that. All right. Question number 2. That was easy. Question number 2. What first got you into For Honor, and when did you start playing it?
So, back when I first started doing YouTube, I kind of wanted to be like one of those channels where you play a game, you beat it, you move on to the next game, beat it. So, it was right as the year started. I think it was like January 10th is when I started my YouTube channel. And I would just buy whatever game would come out at that time. So, it eventually got to the point where it's February. And For Honor came out, and it was just happened to be the next game that I was going to buy and upload to the channel. But as I was playing it, I really enjoyed playing that game versus all the other games. So I was like, you know what, I want to start playing this a little bit more. And then my content kind of went from playing every game to just For Honor, and that's how I really got into For Honor, just by accident.
I like that though. That's awesome, and it just kind of ran with it for a while. I can see that. Okay, all right. Okay, so since you got into For Honor, this leads into question 3. What would you say is your main in For Honor? And if you don't have a main, what's your play style?
Warmonger is what I'm most known for. That's like my main. I was the first ever max out rep for Warmonger. I think it was like 60 at the time. It was either 60 or 70, but I got that max rep in 26 days. Oh, wow. And I was the first ever number 1 ranked Warmonger, and I was known for that. But before that, my main was Gladiator, and those are pretty much my top 2 characters that I play, is Warmonger and Glad.
I can speak from experience. You have kicked my ass as Warmonger. Like you have destroyed. We did a little dueling thing at one point, and he just destroyed me like 9 times out of 10. So it was fun.
He's lying.
Okay, so all right, so a little bit of different question, but what inspired you to make YouTube content? Why did you want to do that?
So I saw Markiplier back in the day making all his videos, and I was like, that must be really fun to just play games. I mean, you're going to be doing it anyway. Just play games and then just upload it to YouTube. I mean, if you're playing games, you might as well upload it. So I was like, you know what? I want to get into YouTube, start doing stuff like Markiplier, and that's really how I got into doing YouTube, was trying to be like Markiplier.
So you're a big fan of Markiplier, I take it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, I haven't watched enough of his stuff, so it's kind of crazy. But nah, dude, like that's awesome. That's awesome. So inspired by Markiplier. Actually, that's one question I sometimes ask to folks, like who inspired you. That kind of answers that. I'll come up with a different one as we go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so number 5. All right, here we go. Number 5. You are known as being the guy who does the 1v1 matchups between the big, like, number 1 folks. What made you want to do that kind of content? It's such a unique thing to do.
All right, so you know how I said, like, earlier about the accident of, getting into For Honor?
Yeah.
This, like, the number 1 series is a big accident. So back when the game first came out, I was an Xbox player. I wasn't on PC yet, but there was this Xbox, like, group that you could join. Well, inside this group is this one player named Big John Blaze, and he was boasting in this community group how he was the #1 ranked Nabushi on the tracker for like the leaderboards. And I looked at it, he was like legit #1 leaderboards, and I was like, you know what, I want to face him and see how well I can do, like to just test my skill. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, can we play and duel? Can I see like how good I am? And he responded back to me with, I'm too good, for you to face me. And I was like,
wow,
what?
Oh my god.
So I made a Smurf account, and I was like, hey, I'm a new player. Can you teach me how to play? And I was going, fight him and then post it that way. But he said, I am too good to teach you. And yeah, that just burnt me up at the time. And the guy who I was with was the #1 Shigoki, Stone Lemur. But me and Stone had these alt accounts where we were very low. And Big John Blaze said, the only way you will face me is if we queue up at the same time. We did. We got into a lobby with him, and we beat the piss out of him. Now, I uploaded that to YouTube, and at the time I was getting like 30 views, if not like some videos would get like a little bit higher views, like closer to 100, but I really wasn't getting any views. I was just posting for honor for fun. But that video, I think I got 18,000 views in like a single day, and I gained 5,000 subscribers within a week, and the channel kind of exploded from that. And I didn't even have the idea of continuing doing #1s. The guy who I said earlier, Stone Lemur, he's like, dude, you should face all the #1s and could keep that going. And I was like, you know what? That's a really good idea. And that's how the #1 series started.
That's awesome. Now, this isn't one of the questions that I have here, but it is something I wondered. I remember you doing that for a long time. Then you just stopped. You were doing other stuff. You were playing other games. What led you to leaving to do other games? Like, I think you were doing, what was it? Oh shoot! I remember you making content for other games. Like, what was it?
Like X-Defiant?
Yeah, that was it. X-Defiant. You did that. Like, you were doing that for a while. You also did, I think, it wasn't Marvel's Rivals, was it? I don't.
Yeah, Marvel.
Oh, you were
Rivals,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that was you. What made you leave to do that for a while and then come back to For Honor?
So, back in 2022, when I first initially left, my grandpa passed away. So that's why I initially had left, and I was going to come back, but then I got a liver disease. So that, like, people in the videos noticed it first, but I'm not sure if you can tell right now, but my eyebrows are kind of like really bad looking. I mean, they look a little bit better today, but my eyebrows are kind of bad. And if you looked at back in the videos in 2022, my eyebrows were just trash, and my community let me know, like, dude, what's wrong with your eyebrows? So I went to the doctor. They did a blood test, and then they're like, dude, your liver enzymes are like crazy. You need to go do an ultrasound. And found out I got liver disease. And so I was out for a while with that. And then as I was going to come back, was beginning of last year. And I had even set up a couple like For Honor videos to do. And then my brother committed suicide. And that kind of just killed the whole coming back to YouTube thing for a while. So I'm just now in a point now where, I've come back. I also had rotator cuff surgery. So I'm just come back from that. Dude, I just got hit with the unlucky stick. Just constantly. Just pop, 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 pop.
Man, that one thing after another, that is nuts.
Yeah, past 2 years were terrible.
Oh my gosh. Well, dude, I'm glad you got through all that. I had no idea, but I'm glad you're doing well. Hey, if it makes you feel better, I suffer from a liver disease as well.
Do you have fatty liver disease?
Fatty liver disease, yeah.
Did you take the COVID vaccine?
No.
That's how I got mine.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't take the stick. So, but hey, you know what? You're making it through, and honestly, I wouldn't have been able to tell by looking at you. I didn't see anything wrong. So, but hey, I'm not a doctor. Anyone will tell you that. But all right, so moving on to that question 6. Other than playing For Honor and video games and stuff, what other interests, hobbies, or activities do you enjoy? You told me once you were a martial artist.
I can't. I used to do martial arts quite a bit, but obviously because of the liver disease, you can't really get hit in the body too much because but besides martial arts, which I can't do anymore, I like playing chess. I like playing other games. I like going to lighthouses.
Yeah, those are.
I just got engaged last week at Currituck.
Dude,
lighthouse.
Congratulations!
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Thank you.
Now those lighthouses. Where do you? Not doxing you. What state do you live in? Like, are you near lighthouses?
North Carolina. This is at the Outer Banks.
Bro, you're right above me, bro. You're right above me. I'm South Carolina. Let's go. That's awesome.
Carolinians.
Yeah,
Carolinians.
Here we go. All right. I see you. That's excellent. All right. That's cool. So, question number 7. Okay, this will be a great one. Following up all the stuff you said earlier, with all the stuff that's happened to you, what keeps you going? to keep creating content? Like, what makes you keep wanting to make this stuff and keep entertaining people with your 1v1s and stuff like that?
I just want to grow and get better as I grow, because I just want to be as best of a content creator as I can. That's my main thing. Like, playing video games is really fun, but my passion is to make content and make it to where it's unique and different from other people's.
It is.
And I just really want to stand out and be different. I don't want to be like everyone else. I just want to stay focused on getting out as much content as possible and just as unique as possible.
Dude, no doubt. And I will say this, you've succeeded. There is no other King Angelus, you know. Like, we all know that you are the commentator guy, you're the 1v1 guy, you're the number ones guy. Actually, I do want to know, how do you get the information on who's number one, and like when you're doing these videos? Like, how do you get that information?
Yeah, so I get this question a lot because a lot of people are like, how do you get these people? We either do the FH tracker leaderboards, which a lot of people know, and we could choose different categories from the tracker. So I could pull, like, say, number one warmonger, for example. I could pull the number one warmonger from United States, United Kingdom. I can choose different categories based off country. There's a lot of different ways you can find a number one ranked person. And we've done this in the past where we just, try to see who is the actual, like, best player of those. Or we will do not even FH tracker at all, and I'll look at the comp scene. You've got the Xbox comp scene, PlayStation, and PC, and I'll take like the top player from like the comp scene, like Piggy, for example. Piggy is rep 6 with Zanu, but he is on PlayStation, and he's like one of the top players in the world. So that's a comp player that mains Zanu and is insanely good at him, and that's where we get some of the number ones from. So it's like a good mixture of FH tracker and the comp scene, and it's like a combination of that. So you get a variation of skill from all sorts of players.
That's awesome. I had no idea, but that is. I think I saw something new about that. Like, you told me about it once when I was co-commentating with you. You told me about how you found
the milkman.
I mean,
he's rep too.
I'm definitely an old man and this kind of stuff. I don't know all that kind of crazy stuff, but I think that's so cool that you do. Now, this next question that I have is a little bit more serious, and it has nothing to do with For Honor. But you said yourself that you are a very religious individual. So, if you don't mind answering this, how would you describe your faith? What brought you to God? Because I'm a faithful guy too.
So I just grew up with both my parents being very religious, and I just followed suit. My family's kind of weird when it comes to like denominations. Can't hardly ever say that word, but my mom's side of the family is all Baptist, and my dad's side of the family is all Catholic. Ooh. So it's two like different areas just brought together. So, but I always went to like a Baptist church, and I went to like a Christian school. So that's just me growing up. Just always stayed with it.
So it just kind of stuck with you, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I mean, I can relate. I grew up in a very Christian family too, although both of my parents were Baptist, so I didn't have that weird pull in either direction. But so that was unique for you. Okay, fair enough. Number 9. Where would you like to see For Honor go in the future, and what would you like to see it achieve or accomplish?
Well, I would like year 10 to be the final year of For Honor, and then they come out with For Glory, For Honor 2.
Hey, I would like that. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Let's get a year 10 and then wrap it up. Okay.
Yeah, and they definitely need to drop the game with, I'd say probably 3 new factions as the main core, just kind of similar to the first game, but release it with 4v4 ranked, 2v2 ranked, and just have a complete rank system. Have something to grind for, like getting rep 70 is cool and all on characters, but when you grind to get a balloon, that's like, what's the point of grinding? Have like armor sets or something to actually make it worthwhile. Like in Call of Duty, you aren't going to get Master Prestige or level up with a gun just to not get any reward for it. So they need to have some sort of reward system to where when you max out a character or you get to a high level, you get like unique armor to wear. So like that, they need that. Obviously make a new story, have it to where you could like tie in the For Honor 1 into For Honor 2, and yeah, just have different game modes. But the main thing for me is just have a good rank system, because not having 4v4 ranked in For Honor is crazy, and being year 9 and having ranked dual beta is crazy.
Yeah, I've always wondered why they haven't updated that, and my theory is that they're setting up either for a re-release or a sequel. Yeah, they've got to be.
Oh yeah, they're saving it. Okay. I mean, they kind of leaked For Honor 2 already. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of leaked. So I'm just stoked. Okay, whatever they plan to do, I'm stoked. But all right, so
yeah, you saw the job listing though, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I did see that. We can't talk too much about that. I wonder. Hey, Okay. So, last question, number 10. Let's say that you met someone who was brand new to the game. What advice would you give them? What advice would you give to someone who was just brand new to the game? And follow up. Let's say you met someone who's been playing the game, but they want to do content creation too. What advice would you give them? I know it's kind of two questions in one, but it's more of a what would you say to these people kind of thing.
All right, so if you're brand new to the game, obviously play the tutorial that shows you everything in the game. I can't remember what it's called. It's in training.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go down to the training category, they have like 2 different categories for you to actually like learn a lot of the game. I recommend you going and doing those to 100% each, so you can get into the game. And then once you're wanting to pick like a character, I'd say just play every single character until you find one that you really like. Unless you just like a character like based off looks. Like when I first got the game, I liked Kensei. I mean, it was a traditional samurai, and I was like, I want to play him because he looks cool. Not because he was good, but because he looks cool, and I wanted to have fun with him. So you could do that. Just have fun. Just pick a character you like that looks pleasing to you, and do it that way. Or just play every single character until you find one that you like. Or if you have a certain YouTuber that you follow, and like say John the Liner and his Lawbringer, and you are constantly watching that sort of gameplay and you want to kind of mimic it, I mean, you can play Lawbringer. It's just whatever you feel benefits you and you have fun with it. Main thing is you are having fun. Don't try to play super competitive, just have fun until you get to that level of where you can play competitive. Now, for the content creator thing, if you are getting into content creation, I'm going to try to give as much information on this as possible. If you are starting from scratch and you don't even have a YouTube channel, make 5 videos and have them all ready to go. So you've created your 5 videos and upload them all at the exact same time to YouTube. So say you made your 5 For Honor videos and you're ready to post them. You upload them all at the exact same time because YouTube's algorithm will sense the traffic going from one video to the next. Because if you have 5, you're going to obviously have like tags to where you can go from one video to the next, and YouTube will help boost your channel more by posting 5 videos at the same time. So if you're brand new, post 5 For Honor videos at the same time, and then stay very consistent in your uploads. Don't do what a lot of YouTube channels say and upload like once a week. Like that would work if you're a bigger channel, but if you're smaller, consistency is key. Mm-hmm. So upload as much as possible. I mean, you don't want the content to be crappy, just trying to get out as much content as possible, and it'll just be like videos. So upload as much as possible and try to find a topic that's very unique that isn't a lot of people aren't really doing. Because if you just try to post random duels of you playing, I mean, people aren't really going to watch that. I mean, you can watch that anywhere. So try to find a topic that no one is covering and then do that. I mean, for me, it's the #1 series. I like posting a bunch of unique content. Havoc, his Warden gameplay. Nova King is Orochi gameplay. John the Liner, Lawbringer, Raven Knight, lore, and interviews. So find a niche that no one else is doing and make your own unique version of whatever it is you're wanting to do. Just find something unique and then be very consistent in posting. But as I said, try to get 5 videos to post all at the same time, because YouTube will help you out in the algorithm with that.
That's excellent advice. I really like that. And all of you listening right now who take this advice to heart, that's been listening to everyone else's advice who I've interviewed, that's really good stuff. No one else has offered that advice about the 5 videos idea. That's actually an excellent point, and it shows how much my man here knows about the algorithm. So that is all 10 of my questions done. So with that out of the way, first I want to thank you for answering all those questions. And now, if you have any questions for me, I give the floor to you to ask them.
What is your favorite Bible verse?
Ooh, that's actually a really good question, because it changes constantly. As I go through the Bible, I'm constantly changing what it is, because I reread it constantly. Right now, hold on, let me actually, if you'll permit me, and I'll edit this out in post. Let me grab my Bible because I have it marked this time. 1 second. Okay, let me see. Sorry, I had to grab my Bible because I keep all of them marked here. It is... Here it is. 1 Kings 18, 21. Elijah went before the people and said, "How long will you waver between 2 opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him." And I really love that verse, because I'm going through a Bible study series. I do Bible study videos on my channel. every Sunday, and I'm going through a series on Elijah, and that one has stuck out to me throughout this series because it is such a call. Like, are you of this world, or are you of God? You can't do it both ways. Pick one. And I feel like that's a call to our world today. Like, that's not just a call to the people at that time, it's a call to our world today. How long will you be wishy-washy between the world and God? Are you going to be for God? Be for God. Worship him. Or are you going to be for the world? Then be for the world. And I think that is something that I'm holding to right now because it's a reminder for me, and it's something that I would, if Elijah were here right now and saw the world today, he'd go, this is my call out to you. Are you for idols or are you for God? Stop standing on the fence. Pick one. So that's the one sticking out to me. But as I go through different Bible studies, it just, a different one jumps out to me. So that's kind of how I look at that. But good question. No one's ever asked me that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. But appreciate that. Any others, or is that it?
What's your favorite genre of music?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Honestly, so it's kind of funny how music and I work. When I was growing up, like I said, I had very Christian conservative parents who didn't really get into rock, like hardcore rock or rap or anything like that. So I listened to a lot of country, a lot of folk, a lot of gospel music. When I got out of my parents' shadow and ended up in college, I was introduced to metal. I was introduced to rap. And so I began to expand my musical tastes. Now I'm very much a fan of rock. I really am. I really love rock, especially like the niche kind of rock. Like, for example, Sabaton being a history rock band. Like, damn, I love everything that they do. Like, just about every song they do is fire. I'm still getting used to rap. Depends on the artist for me. And of course, I know people are going to find this really weird, but I have fallen in love with K-pop. Like, I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, you asked me for that song.
Well,
that was in the background of my videos.
Okay, so story about that for people watching. Story about that. So I was watching a King Angelus video, and there was music in the background, and it was so gorgeous. I was like, dude, what is that song? And he said, oh, it's this. It's like from this video game, but it was Korean. And I'm like, oh, dude, this sounds so fire. And you told me, like, yeah, I like Korean music. And true story about me, some of y'all in my community know this, King Angelus, you may not. I dated a girl from Korea for a while when I was in college. She got me very interested in Southeast Asian culture, particularly Korean culture. She got me into K-pop, and now I listen to a lot of different K-pop artists. And so it's like, people say, why do you like K-pop? Because it's good. Like, it depends on the artist. It does depend on the artist, but for the most, like, I like a lot of it that I hear, so, hey.
Angumal
안녕하세요? The Korean language is not what I study. I study Japanese, actually. I study Japanese.
Yeah, all my masters in Taekwondo were all Korean, so
there you go. That explains it.
Look, I know enough to conversate.
You know enough to conversate. No, that's good. That's strong. I wish I knew more Korean. For me, I just like the style. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I know the floor is still yours, but I do want to ask you, what's your favorite Bible verse? You asked me that a second ago. I kind of wanted to ask that.
John 14:6.
John 14:6. I'm trying to remember if I know that one. I know John 14. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, you still have your Bible with you?
Yeah, I do. Shoot. I knocked over my bottle. John 14. Yeah, I have. Yeah, right here. I have it marked. Jesus answered, I'm the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
It's my favorite.
That's a solid one. I think that anytime I talk to someone who's coming to the faith for the first time, I always tell them, if you're a brand new Christian and you want to start reading the Bible, the book of John and the book of Romans are the two you got to start with. You really got to start with those two. But yeah, John 14:6. Excellent. But good questions. Any others, or we good?
Will you face me in a 1v1 duel?
I can't right now, but yes, I would be very happy to face you in a one-on-one duel. You will destroy me, I have no doubt, but I will try not to embarrass you like I did with that one warden moment. I won't tell y'all what I did to him. It would make him very sad.
No, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about it.
Remember, we weren't supposed to bring that up. He brought it up. He lied to me.
Well, I didn't say what I did. That's something there. Anyway,
we're not going to bring that up.
Anyway, I think that's a good place to call it. That was excellent. Thank you so much, King Angelus, for joining me for this. I hope you guys enjoy. I will be leaving his link to his channel in the description below. Go drop a sub there. He definitely deserves it, and go watch some of his #1 matchups. They are really fun to watch, and he's very entertaining. And I expect that sometime in the future I'll be joining you to co-commentate again, because that was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Anything you want to say before we close out?
You all have no skill and stay dangerous.
Thank you so much, King Angelus, and thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.